Hi there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam and I'm a non-gamer.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to help gamers find great games to play with non-gamers.
And today we're taking a look at Cinema Code by Gemblo Games.
Cinema Code is a party game for 3 or more players. This is going to put you in the shoes of trying to give somebody clues to guess a particular card that is your secret card. And you want to do this in as few clues as possible. But it all takes place around movies. All the different cards on the table are going to correspond to a very popular movie that you're likely familiar with. And you are going to be giving clues such as genre or location or an icon that has to do with that specific movie. Anyhow, you are going to be giving clues, hoping that one of the other players at the table can guess your correct card so that you both get points. Let's take a look at how it works down below, and then we'll come back and share our thoughts on it as a gamer and non-gamer.
All right, I have Cinema Code on the table here. Let me show you guys this party game in which you are going to try and get players to guess your secret movie card. And in this game, you have a bunch of jumbo tarot-sized movie cards with art from movies that you're probably familiar with. And so this game does take up quite a bit of space. As you can see, I have to back out quite a ways to let you see all the rows. And these are not all of the cards in the game. You do have another deck of cards. And my copy is the Korean copy. And so there are some cards here from Korean movies and TV shows that I'm not familiar with, although I do know that that is Death Note, or at least I'm about 90% certain that that's Death Note. But anyhow, if you are familiar with Korean entertainment, then you might play with those cards there. And yes, the English copy, the English-speaking copy, will have English words on it, as you can see right there. This is nearly language independent, although there are some letters and numbers involved with the game. How this is going to work, you are going to be dealt 2 ticket cards, and these ticket cards are going to have a combination of letters and numbers. As you can see, we have A through F up there at the top, and then 1 through 5 down here on this side. And so it's going to correspond to a coordinate here, such as A4. And so I would keep this secret. I would let no one see what my card is. A is this column right here, and 4 is this card right here. And I can see that this is a plant growing on Mars, it looks like. So maybe this is The Martian with Matt Damon. Or I could pick my second card, C2, which is going to be Batman. So I am definitely going to go with Batman. So I would put back A4, and when it's my turn, my secret card is going to be C2. So I'm going to try my best to get everybody to guess, or at least one person. I want one person to try and guess that this is my card, and I want to do it in as few clues as possible. How this will work: we've got a bag here, and I'm going to draw from the bag one of the clue tokens. There are 4 different types of clue tokens in the game, and whatever one I draw is the type of clue I have to give. So I might draw genre. And so if Batman is my card here, then I'm going to place my genre token on another card here, which might convey that Batman is my card. And so looking at the board here, I know that Batman is a superhero movie. There's good guys, there's bad guys. And I think my best bet is to go with something like perhaps James Bond, maybe? Good guys against bad guys. He's sort of like a superhero. So I might do that. And then going around clockwise, starting from my position, everyone has their guess token. Now, you only have one guess in the round. And so if somebody's like very, very certain, well, genre, we said here that it's like James Bond. I think it might be Mission Impossible. And unfortunately, I would have to tell that person, no, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You are out for the rest of the round. You do not get to guess again. And then everybody else might think, well, geez, if it's not Mission Impossible, I have no idea what it is. I'm going to pass. And when it gets back around to me, I draw in the bag again and I give another clue. And perhaps my clue is something like location. And so I would have to put this on another card out here that corresponded with Batman. I'm not going to think about this too much. I'm just going to throw it out there. Well, let's just say The Matrix, because it's really dark in The Matrix and it's dark in Batman movies. So there you go. And again, everybody would choose whether they want to put their one guess out there or pass. If it comes back around to me again, I would draw another token. This time I got color. Now, Now, how color works is you can see there is an arrow on this token and it's pointing directly at something. So you're going to use this on another card. And again, you can't put this on a card that already has a token on it. So I can't reuse the cards that I've already put tokens on, nor can you put them on cards that have already been guessed. So looking at my card, there's a lot of black, a lot of yellow. Maybe I put it here on Kill Bill, pointing to the yellow. And now all the other players are looking, well, where's yellow? Where's yellow? Ah, well, definitely it's got to be Batman. There is one other type of clue, and that is icon. And you can see that there's an arrow on this one as well. And this allows you to point at something specific, such as, for instance, maybe I point to the gadgets, the gizmos and gadgets here. I believe this is maybe the Kingsman. I don't know. And Batman has a lot of gadgets, as do the British spies in that movie. So that's how the clues work. At the end of a round, you are going to clear off any cards that have tokens on them, replacing them with new ones from the deck, and you're going to award points. Now, how points work, if you were able to get somebody to guess your card in 1 or 2 clues, then you and the person who guessed each get 3 point tokens. And as you can see, these are popcorn buckets. Goes along with the theme. If you were to get somebody to guess your clue in 3 or 4 clues, or excuse me, your card in 3 or 4 clues, then you and the person who guessed will get 2 points. And these are cups, soda cups. And lastly, if it took you 5 clues, then you are only going to get 1 point. I can't get that on in focus there. Now, everybody is going to get to be the clue giver 2 times. Whoever has the most points is going to be the winner. And that is how you play Cinema Code. Let's go back up top and share our thoughts on this one.
Now we're back, and now we're going to share our thoughts on Cinema Code from a gamer and non-gamer's perspective. So Sam, first impression seeing this out on the table, you've got all these movie cards with pretty unique art that's just kind of sticks out and grabs your attention. What was your first impression?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, for me, it was easy to tell what each movie was. We watch a lot of movies, and so I think that was pretty cool to see that interpretation of each movie. And it looked like it was a pretty simple game because you really just have those cards set out, and then a couple little trackers or tokens.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, for me, guys, this was one that just immediately caught my eye when Gemblo reached out to us and asked us to take a look at some of their games. This one caught my attention. It's that artwork that is just is so poignant to what it represents with the different movies, and you recognize it immediately, and you're like, oh yeah, that's Jurassic Park, or that's Mission Impossible, and it really just kind of sucks you in and gets your eyes on the table on the game. And I would imagine that would be something that would be a positive when playing with non or casual gamers. What would you say to that?
I think it depends, because we did play with my parents, and my dad couldn't see the movies in the pictures. And so then we had to go through all the cards saying this is what this is, this is, this
Sure.
is. And I think that takes away from the game, because then you're like, well, why don't they just have the names of the movies on there? I think if you're playing with our generation, people that maybe have more access to Netflix and things like this, so we've seen the same movies often, or at least the picture of them, then it's more fun. So it really depends on who you're playing with, because I can see as someone who can't put that picture with that movie, it's not going to be enjoyable.
And I will agree with that to a certain extent. There were some people that I played this game with. I played with a bunch of work friends who just haven't seen a whole lot of movies. And there were several cards that they didn't know what they were. And even though half the group, or maybe even 3/4 of the group, know what that card means and what movie it is and the genre or whatever goes with that movie, that if somebody's not familiar with that movie, that can kind of be lost on them.
Yeah.
And if you get a clue like genre, that can be a difficult clue to operate with. Now, you are given more than one secret card to start the game with and decide which one you want to keep. However, the cards can change, and so your secret card can be different by the time it comes your turn. And so you can be thrown for a loop a little bit in this game.
So I think it's a good game for a specific demographic of people.
Okay, for sure. Definitely one that I think works fantastic with movie lovers and people who do see movies and watch lots of different types of movies, because you've got all ranges of movies in this game. You've got kids movies, you've got action movies, you've got musicals.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with the different types of movies in this game, but if you play with somebody who really enjoys cinema, then I think this is going to be a hit. In the groups that we've played it, even in, I think, the time we played it with your parents and when I've played it with work friends, people ask to keep playing it.
Yeah, which did surprise me.
Yeah, it's definitely a game that works well. People ask to want to play again after the game is over. People love being the person giving the clues. People love being the person trying to figure out which one is it. It's a fun game. It's a one that really kind of gets everybody engaged and trying to figure out what's going on with it. So, pros and cons for Cinema Code. Sam, what were the things for you as a non-gamer that really stood out for you on this one?
I mean, it's an easy setup, a very easy setup. It's very easy to explain, as long as everyone's kind of on board on whether, hey, are we going to talk about what each movie is or not, because you really don't want to leave people in the dark. There's no benefit to that. And so
it really hurts you if you don't explain, because somebody might not guess the card you wanted them to guess because they didn't know what it was.
And then it's a very fast game. I felt it to be lacking something.
Okay.
I felt it there needed to be just something more.
Okay.
It was just over before I really felt like it got started.
All right.
And I don't know what that necessarily is. It's also kind of you play it once or twice, and because you're limited to just those movies, those cards, because you go through all the cards in one game.
That's true, yeah.
And then you're done. And so I think, definitely expansion packs would be something that would be
more
needed.
movie cards would be a huge benefit to this game, and I'm sure if this game does well, they will absolutely do that, because you're never going to have not enough movies to work with. So yeah, you're going to be able to have more material to work with for this. I will agree with you. You do go through the cards pretty quick, and after you've played with the same group a number of times, it can kind of be like, well, we're seeing the same cards again.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I do think the game is a hit, and it can work really well with the right crowd. Scale of 1 to 10, love to hate. I'm going to go first on this one because I really like this game. This one, it just really works well for me. I enjoy movies. I enjoy these types of party games where you're giving clues, trying to get people to think how you think. That's a fun concept to me, and it's been done in several different types of party games. Whether it be just because of the movie theme or the artwork or it having that mechanic, it all works for me, and I really enjoy it. It's going to be one of my higher party games for the year. Already, I can tell you that, and so because of that, I'm going to give this an 8.1. I really enjoy this game.
I think this is probably the furthest apart we've been on a game before.
Uh-oh.
I liked it. And maybe it was because I've only played it with Lance and my parents. I think maybe in a larger party type setting. So I'll give that disclaimer. I don't feel like I've played it in the right setting, even though we have played it a couple times. I would just give it a 6.8.
Okay.
I think it has great potential. I don't think I played it in the right situation, and I feel like it needs something more, and I don't know exactly what that is.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, that's sometimes it goes that way. I rate it high, you rate it low.
But
sometimes
I
you rate
do
it
think
high,
it's
I rate
good
it
for
low.
non-gamers. We didn't talk about that. I think it's a great game for non-gamers. It has nothing to do with the gamer non-gamer aspect at all. I think it's your interest outside of games helps a lot. But no, as far as if it's good for non-gamers, this is a great game for non-gamers.
All right, well, there you have it. That is our thoughts on Cinema Code from Gemblo. Let us know your thoughts down below. Let us know whether you like it, don't like it, or whatever your thoughts are on this particular game.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.